Welcome to my channel, to everyone who's new here, and of course to those of you who are back again. Great to have you here. In this update we are going to talk about SUI, Avalanche, HBAR and Dogecoin. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. So SUI is very close to a breakout. We need the breakout at $3.46. If this is going to happen, SUI is not going to be long to me. Why that? Because we have resistance over us at $3.56. Here is a trend line, also green for long. You can see it, how often we got support or resistance. If we break it to the upside, then it would be good. And then we can reach prices up to $3.93 with the fair value gap at $3.83 to $3.87. So what can always happen is that we can break this falling wedge to the upside, and we can get rejected at certain huge resistance and still sell off. This can happen because that falling wedge is so sharp that with a high chance it might be also just a fake out. It might be just to get some momentum traders in. They think, wow, breakout, we should see the $3.95, and nope, they are going to get liquidated. And we are not that type of traders where we try to track very sharp chart patterns to trade them. We track them to have an orientation where the price should head to. But the real trade is going to happen, in my opinion, once we break the $3.56 to the upside, then we should see a nice push. And here's my take profit area, $3.84 to $3.93. So with yesterday's update, I took profits for a short position far earlier. We have also set $3.30 to $3.23 is going to be the target. Here is the circle as well. We went here. So basically, I think the market is going to turn. I doubt that we are going to sell off, but if yes, then at $3.08 it would be very bearish, and then we can see some price movement to the downside to fill the fair value gaps, which are even reaching prices down to $2 for SUI. But so far we are far away from that. We also get some positive momentum. So basically everything looks good to me. Good to me looks also Avalanche, because if we look into Avalanche, then you can see we also had here on the chart this in bright blue, that very sharp falling wedge. It also worked so far. Now we have to go into the 50 minutes chart, and we see for Avalanche a rectangle. This one right here. This rectangle, is currently breaking to the upside. We have to see. We need to get this kind of movement. We even don't have to retest it. I always prefer retest because then I can jump into a long position. And yes, our actual long position was here at $21.80, this green trend line. Now we can have our trade. I don't want to say right now, but actually the time is there. It looks good to be long for Avalanche a bit earlier. Now the question is, where should I put my stop loss? If I jump into a trade right now, below this low here, it's 1.3%. I would even do it a bit more. Minus 1.5% is possible for Avalanche, with the chance, if we just take the current price, to get up to $21.82. So this is a risk to reward ratio of 1-to-1. But if we also break it to the upside, then we just got an earlier entry for this push up to $22.61. And this is going to be my target once we break the $21.80 to the upside. So if I want to risk it, then I have a 1-to-1 ratio right now, risk to reward ratio, for this push here, up to $21.80. If I'm so confident that it's also going to break to the upside, then I can take my long trade right here, wait for the breakout, double up my position, and then can get more gains. For that, I would also look into the RSI. And I would be careful with that, because we are getting currently into an, I don't want to say overbought area, but the RSI got very high so far. It can also be just a correction to this whole down move, like this, and then we cooled off the RSI and can sell off from here, and that would cause this sell-off. So what I would like to do is I would wait a bit longer. If we get a retest, so we want to see this breakout over the time, a retest, and if we see the retest and if the RSI cooled down, then I think Avalanche is going to be long for this push afterwards. Now it's very risky in my opinion, and also a 1-to-1 ratio, yeah, it's not the best one. At least hunt a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. Yeah, this is the better option in my opinion. So not Dogecoin, HBAR. Whoever can remember that I said HBAR is not possible to long because we have huge fair value gaps lower than us. And they scared me off. In the end of the day, HBAR is the best performer since it's low. So if we just take the price movement from this low up to here, it's already 10% within 24 hours. So basically, here the fair value gaps scared me off. And yes, we have always the chance to not close them and still continuing getting higher prices. But it was too dangerous for me, and I'm not sad about it, that I couldn't catch here a nice trade. It is still possible that we can see a nice trade. For that, we have to go into the 50 minutes chart. This looks to me like an inverted head and shoulders formatation. I have just put here the length of the left shoulder to the right side, just to symbolize that we can still sell off and break it to the upside later. But once the 25 cents breaks to the upside, I think with a very high chance we should see the 25.7 cents and can even seek for higher prices. But we already have here a resistance. If we break this also to the upside, then I think where should HBAR go? Into the next resistance. So here's the price mark of the green trend line, 25.5 cents up to 27.5 cents. The trade which I actually want to do is once we break the 25.5 cents to the upside. But the first trade, which I can do with a smaller position size, where I would also say I risk it to lose money, is the price mark of 25 cents for HBAR. So Dogecoin is the most interesting coin, and I will show you why. So I will just take out the lower drawing, because this is the case if we break the 18.7 cents to the downside. Didn't happen. So we have said that we should see some kind of consolidation. We should see the 18.7 cents, but we should consolidate. Instead of consolidating, we already got a movement to the upside. I was thinking maybe we are going to get a rounding bottom. This can also happen, just if we sell off, form a higher low to this one, and then it's going to continue like this. Then we have the rounding bottom, which I was talking about yesterday. So let me also take this one out. So we have currently 3 falling wedges. The first one is a smaller one. This is the yellow one here, right here. This is the first falling wedge which broke to the upside. Target is going to be 21.3 cents. The second one is in bright blue. This one right here. We are close to break it to the upside. 20 cents. And the third one is the bigger one in orange, which is the most interesting one. This one right here. breakout point is going to be, yeah, around about 21 cents. So we already broke our first falling wedge to the upside. We are currently getting rejected on the second falling wedge, and we can also get a pullback. When do I want to take a trade? So the first trade I can do is right this one. Just a funny part, I was already in a Dogecoin long position, but I closed it before this video because my take profit area was actually this one right here. So I took my trade here in that stage, and I just hunted those some percentages. Yeah, it was just, in my case, I think 1.5%. I just wanted to take it, have done it, but just with small money. The 20 cents are going to be my entry. Also, with, I don't want to say with small money, but not with the most. I would say mid-range, yeah, just a normal trade. Why that? Because we have here two fair value gaps, which should get closed once we break the 20 cents to the upside. And we have the good chance breaking the next chart patterns also to the upside, 20.8 cents. And a good chance getting into a huge fair value gap. So for our chart, you can see it, we have here also fair value gap starting from 23.5 cents up to 26 cents. There I want to take profits. That's why I want to take my actual plan was entering the market once we get over 21.2 cents. Here I would get 10% up to 22.5%. If I take my trade now from 20 cents, the chance is there 17% to 20. Yeah, let's round it up to 30% because I didn't hit the maximum target. Up to 30%. So basically here is a good potential. I would say we would invalidate all those patterns once we break the 18.8 cents to the downside. So let's just hope that it's not going to happen, because if it's going to happen, then all those chart patterns are useless, and the targets are very tasty in my opinion. Like up to 30% with just one trade, and we have so many opportunities to increase our position size. With every breakout we can increase our position size. So Dogecoin is currently my favorite. Dogecoin is my favorite. 3 falling wedges, one good resistance trend line. I will make this one green. This was our old head and shoulders formatation, which we broke to the downside. I will also take out the target because here the target was 18.8 cents. This one right here. I can take this one out because we went into that area perfectly even. So now I can use our X short trend line as a long trend line. Now we have one trend line at 20 cents long. If I want to play it very risky and play a bit with my profits, then the next trade 20.8 cents, and another position scaling at 21.22 cents. So let's see what Dogecoin is going to do. We see each other in the Render, Tau, Kaspa and ONDO update.